Hey everyone, CL here, and I can't believe the month is already over, but here I am doing another monthly wrap up for September. So this month I ended up reading a total of 17 books, and technically a couple of those books I read the last couple days of August, but I didn't have a chance to incorporate those in my last wrap up, so I'm just going to include them with this one. So yeah, so let's get into it and see what I read this month. The first book that I picked up was Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, and I'm not going to lie, the only reason I picked up this book is because I kept hearing about it over and over and over. It's like I'm getting Stockholm Syndrome or something. I just needed to know what everyone was talking about. So when I first started reading this book here, the first few pages, I was like, what the hell am I reading? What is this? But I was pleasantly surprised that the more I got into it, the more enjoyable it was. It wasn't that it wasn't enjoyable in the beginning. I was just confused. Like, what is going on? Am I able to follow this? Am I reading right? But, and I'm not going to even tell you what it's about because it's one of those books, the less you know, the better off you are, because that element of surprise really goes a long way. But would I say that it lived up to the hype? For me, not really, but in the same sense, it was a good book and I ended up giving it 4 stars. But I think that's what the trouble with hyping up books is, it kind of gives that unachievable expectation. So I wouldn't say that it's a bad book. I definitely enjoyed it, so Shatter Me. I'm going to continue the series and it was good. I liked it. The next books I read are a manga series called Miki Falls. Miki Falls Spring, Summer, Autumn, and Winter. And Miki Falls is written and illustrated by Mark Crilly. You may or may not know him, but he's very popular here on YouTube. He has his own channel where he does how to draw videos, and at the end of each of his videos he talks about his manga series and his how to draw books. And Miki Falls is one that I have been wanting to pick up for a very long time, and I finally had the chance to do so. I really enjoyed the series. It's about this young girl named Miki who meets this mysterious guy, and what's so mysterious about this guy is that he has no interest in kind of building human relationships. He's very standoffish, and I think that's what initially intrigues Miki. What is this guy's deal? So this series kind of follows their relationship and how it grows. And when I first started this series, it didn't feel like anything new. It felt very cliche at first, but as I continued the series, I was pleasantly surprised that it went in a totally different direction than what I was expecting. It kind of took me off guard in a good way, and by the end of it, I was really excited to see how it would all wrap up. It's a short series, it's only 4 books, but it was enjoyable. I really liked it. I ended up giving each book 4 stars about, and I am a fan of Mark Crilly, so maybe I'm biased, but I'm excited to add these to my manga collection. So the next books I read are in the Princess Diaries series. I don't have any of the books with me because I borrowed them from the library and I ended up returning them already. But yeah, in my last wrap-up video, I talked about how I started the Princess Diaries series. And in that series, of course, we follow a young girl named Mia who finds out she's a princess. And we kind of follow her journey with like growing up and being a princess, So the books I read are Princess in Waiting, Valentine Princess, Princess in Pink, Princess in Training, The Princess Present, Party Princess, Sweet 16 Princess, Princess on the Brink, Princess Mia, Forever Princess, and Royal Wedding. And my mind was kind of blown with how many books there were in the series. It kind of felt never ending, but in a good way because I was enjoying the series. I was enjoying watching Mia grow up. When you first start the series, Mia is 14 years old. When you end the series, she's 18 years old. And then, of course, Meg Cabot released her latest book, Royal Wedding, which, she's an adult. I really enjoyed the series. I enjoyed watching her grow up. Mia in the book really annoyed me a lot of the times, but I mean, it's part of growing up. You make these decisions that, you could have avoided these problems with a little more common sense. But I mean, you have to put yourself in your shoes back when you were a teenager, because in some senses, yes, she annoyed me, but in another sense, I could relate to her, because I made some pretty stupid decisions myself when I was that age. But at the same time, she was relatable to me because in this series, she worries a lot, and I worry a lot. I suffer from pretty severe anxiety, so it was funny, you know, seeing her over worry made me laugh, you know, seeing that thinking process, because it was something relatable to me. Yeah, so I ended up, the rating for this book series really ranged. Some books were 2.5, you know, and some ranged all the way up to 5 stars. So it really varied, you know. Some books I really loved, some books were just okay, but I loved more. I loved a lot of the books. And the last book in the Princess Diaries series that I read, and I do have a physical copy because the library didn't have it and I wanted to read it, is Royal Wedding by Meg Cabot, of course, who wrote the Princess Diaries series. And we once again follow Mia, who is now an adult. And I did like the book. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, but I was a little disappointed that the characters that we've grown to love in the entire Princess Diaries series, you know, they were there, but they didn't play as big as a part, and I missed them. I missed reading about them. I missed, you know, what's going on with them. This series mainly focused on Mia and her new situation, and it wasn't that it wasn't good. It was good, but I just missed the characters that I really grown to love. And what I do like about the book, it does touch on where are they now, but I just wish that it would have highlighted them more. So yeah, 3.5 stars. If she comes out with another one, which I have a feeling she will, I'm going to read it, even though I'm all princessed out. By the time she releases the next one, which maybe she will, maybe she won't, I will be ready. But as for now, I am all princessed out. Moving on to a new series. And lastly, the last book I read is called Freaks of the Heartland, and that's kind of a hard transition, isn't it? Princess Diaries to Freaks of the Heartland. This is a graphic novel series about a young boy and his brother, who is kind of like a monster that lives in a barn. This book is kind of hard for me to review because the storyline wasn't great. I mean, it was intriguing enough to see how it ended, but I think, you know, even the writing was just kind of plain. But I think what really made the graphic novel was the artwork, because the artwork told a bigger story than the words did. And this is just one of the pictures in the book. It's very dark and like eerie feeling. When I first picked up this graphic novel, it gave me that feeling of that movie, The Hills Have Eyes. But this graphic novel has nothing to do with that movie or anything remotely resembling that movie. But it's just, you know, that eerie feeling. Each of the panels in this graphic novel are like very dark and eerie, like it just feels creepy, but it was good. I enjoyed the graphic novel. It's a very quick read. It feels very Halloween, creepy, dark. So I enjoyed it. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, but at the same time, it was kind of hard to rate it. But the artwork was gorgeous, definitely. So yeah, that's all the books that I read this month. Please leave a comment below what books you plan on reading or what your favorite book that you've read this month. For October, I'm not going to do an official TBR. I don't necessarily like to do those because I don't like to commit. But at the end of this video, I will give you a quick snapshot of the books that I did pick up for October. Not to say that I'm going to read all of them, and maybe I won't read any of them, but it'll at least give you an idea of the books that I'm thinking about reading. So yeah, thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you next time.